Excellent. Hello. I'm Bonnie. This is a maybe short flow. This is a flow for desk sitting people. So if you sit at a desk at any point, maybe you just sit and drive. Getting into a little bit of low back, a little bit of legs. Yeah. That's about it. That's all I've got to start us off with. Today I have mats doubled up for extra knee support, as well as a cushion. Just take a tall, comfortable seat, which is where we'll be starting, a nice, tall, comfortable seat. I'm also going to set a timer. If you have blocks or other props that can help bring the ground up to you, keep those towards the top of your mat. Those can be helpful when we come into a forward fold or some of our lunges. It can be supportive. I'll let you know along the way as well. Yeah, so come to a tall, comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Maybe it looks like mine, maybe it looks very different. And just begin to close down your eyes or soften your gaze, bringing your hands to your thighs and pressing your hips down, pressing your sits bones down to sit tall through your spine, reaching the crown of your head up. We'll start class right here, landing on the mat. Using this stillness to separate out our yoga time on the mat, our asana time, our movement time from the rest of the day. Good reset here. Drawing your attention in on your breath as it moves in and out of your lungs, through your nose, and through your mouth. For me, when I arrive on my yoga mat, I often need to slow down my breath. So maybe that's something you need too. So if you could take deeper inhales and softer exhales. Nice. About 3 more breaths here at your own pace. Really taking your time. And at the end of your 3rd breath, begin to flutter your eyes open, bringing movement into your arms and shoulders. Rolling through those shoulders forward, up and back. Maybe back, forward, and up. I'm getting some crinkles there. Ooh, lots of crinkles. And then gently, as you're ready, making your way to a tabletop. So knees stacked under hips. Having a blanket under your knees can be supportive. I'm just doing all the mats because I have so many. Planting your hands underneath your shoulders, spreading through your fingertips to get a flat tabletop spine. Inhaling here. And exhale, drawing that belly button in towards your spine. Inhale, belly button down, chest shines forward, gaze comes forward, shoulder blades together on your back for cow pose. Then exhale, pushing the earth away, arching into your spine, tucking your tailbone under, gazing at your belly button for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Nice, one more like this. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Taking a moment here to take a few more cat-cows at your own pace. Maybe adding in some shifts from side to side. or just holding in one posture. I've been really craving just holding here in cat pose. A few more breaths to balance out what you're doing. And as you're ready, gently making your way back to a tabletop. Planting your hands on the earth, extending your left leg long behind you, parallel to the earth, pressing your heel away from you, toes drawn up towards your kneecap. Toes can always land on the earth if the lift just isn't here today. Squeezing into your glutes, shifting your weight into your left hand, extend your right arm forward alongside your ear. Hi, Shade Girl. For a nice spinal balance, drawing your belly button in towards your spine, keeping that neutral spine, so not bending or flexing, but whatever is natural in your spine. Thank you, pup. Appreciate you. Inhaling here. Exhale, draw your elbow towards your knee underneath your body. Pushing the earth away with that left hand. Inhale, extend long, back to that spinal balance. Exhale, elbow towards your knee. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, elbow towards your knee. Inhale, extend long. Hold here. Release your right hand down. And step your left foot over to the right, planting your toes on the earth and looking back towards that right foot. Hi, pupper. Yeah. Getting a nice stretch of that left side body, looking back at your foot, getting a twist, a little twist here. And then re-extending that left foot long back behind you, parallel to the earth, squared to your mat. 2 more times, shifting left foot over to the right side. And then lifting back up through center, neutralizing your spine. Exhale, left foot to the right side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the left knee back to meet your right. Taking a moment to wiggle. Shady's joined us. Hey, Shady. You pupper. Okay. From here, inhale your right leg long behind you. Pressing that heel away from you. Toes can be on the earth or drawn up towards your kneecap. Squeezing into your glute, keeping your hips squared to the earth. I just noticed my hips were opening to the side, but keeping them squared so that both hips are facing the mat. Shifting your weight into your right hand, extend your left arm forward towards the front of the room for a spinal balance. Lifting in that core. Nice. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw elbow towards knee underneath you, pushing the earth away with your right hand to arch into that back like a cat. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, elbow towards your knee. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, elbow towards your knee. Inhale, extending long, pause here. Release that left hand down. And then step right toes over to the left side behind you. Bring your gaze back towards that right foot. Twisting here. And as you're ready, drawing that right foot back up behind you, parallel to the mat. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, right toes over to the left, gaze back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, right toes over to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release that right knee down to meet your left. Tabletop. And from your tabletop, take a moment here, uncurling your toes if they're curled, sitting your hips back towards your heels, knees a little bit wider than your hips, arms extend forward. Child's pose, letting your forehead come down to the mat. You can also be in polar bear pose on your forearms and shins. Letting your head hang. Nice. Drawing yourself back up through tabletop, curl your toes under and shift your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. First one of my day. Maybe it's the first one of yours as well. Walking it out here, pressing into your pointer and your thumb to lift out of your wrist just a little bit. And walking it out, maybe shifting your hips a little bit here too. Whew. Shady is here for practice today. Nice. From your downward facing dog, come to stillness, biceps alongside your ears, lifting in your heels, bending into your knees to really lift your hips up and back, creating length and space in your spine. And then gazing forward between your hands and walking your feet up to meet them. Uttanasana, forward fold. Releasing your head, neck, and shoulders down, feet about hips width distance. Maybe bringing your arms to your shins or to props if a full fold is not where we're at today, where you're at today. Nice, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulder blades together on your back. Neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out to come up. Urdhva Sthasana, upward salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out to come up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Bring your fingertips to the earth. Step your right foot all the way to the back of the mat, lowering your right knee down. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Anjaneyasana. Reaching up through your fingertips as you press down to your feet and your knee, drawing your front foot back towards your back knee and drawing your back knee up towards your front foot, creating sensation on the underside of your legs, extra stability there. Woo. Which might mean wiggling out some of the instability. As you're ready, releasing your hands down to the earth. Curl your right toes under, lift up off of that right knee and step left foot back to meet your right, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, draw your chest forward to come up, shoulder blades together on your back, squeezing into your glutes. Exhale, curl your toes under and shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, inhaling here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gaze forward, step your right foot up between your hands, lowering your left knee down. Inhale, both arms up and overhead, Anjaneyasana. Once again, reaching up as you press down, drawing your legs towards each other. And not opening up into a back bend here, but keeping your ribs drawn down towards your hips, keeping that core engaged, keeping those muscles flexed, or just drawing everything in towards the center line. As you're ready, release your hands down to frame that front foot, curl your left toes under, lift up off that left knee and step left foot up to meet right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out to come up. Urdhva Sthasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out to come up. Exhale, dive down, Uttanasana. This time, planting your fingertips, stepping your left foot way back to the back of the mat, lowering your left knee down. Inhale, both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, planting your hands down, stepping right foot back to meet left. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale for cobra, drawing your chest forward, shoulder blades together on your back. Exhale, curling your toes under, shifting your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, inhaling here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gazing forward, step your left foot up between your hands, lowering your right knee down. Inhale, both arms up and overhead, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, lowering your hands down to frame that front foot. Curl your right toes under, step right foot up to meet your left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out to come up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. This time, plant your hands and step both feet way back to the back of the mat. High plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Uncurl your toes. Inhale, draw your chest forward to come up. Cobra. Exhale, curl your toes under. Shift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, lower your knees down to the earth, a little bit wider than your hips. Big toes come to touch. Sit your hips down and back between your heels, extending your arms forward. Child's pose or polar bear. Pausing here for a few breaths. Noticing where you're at today. Following your breath through our postures. And listening in for cues when your mind starts to wander away. Inhale, drawing yourself up through table. Exhale, curl your toes under and shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. From your downward facing dog, inhale, your right leg high up behind you. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, shifting shoulders over wrists, planting your right foot between your hands. Inhale, both arms up and overhead, high crescent lunge. Left knee can always be on the earth or a blanket. Lifting up through that back heel, squeezing into that back glute, straightening into that back leg. Not a back bend here, but chest forward, excuse me. Arms reaching towards the sky actively, like you're really trying to reach for something. Bending into that front knee, pressing down evenly into that front foot. Nice. And then releasing your hands down to the inside of that right foot, heel toeing the right foot out to the right. Both hands on the earth, lowering that left knee down, maybe for some more stretch, or keeping it lifted for some more strength. Runner's lunge here. Maybe lowering your forearms down to the mat. Maybe keeping them lifted. If your knee is lifted, keeping straight into that leg and pushing that heel up towards your body so that you're on the ball of that back foot, squeezing into your glute, lifting your kneecap up that thigh. If your knee is on the earth, maybe you roll onto that pinky toe side edge of that right foot. This is also a great place for blocks under your hands. Nice. Pressing down into your hands, curl your left toes under if not already there, and lift your right foot up and back, three-legged down dog. Releasing right foot to meet your left, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high up behind you. Exhale, draw your left knee towards your nose, shoulders come over wrists to plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. High crescent lunge. Lifting out of that back heel, straightening into that back leg, squeezing into that glute. Arms are lifted. That back knee can always stay on the earth. And arms can come to heart center. I know after a long day, I often keep my hands on my head or at my heart. Breathing here, as if you weren't already. Noticing your breath here. And as you're ready, releasing your hands down inside of that left foot, toe heel that left foot out to the left. Hands come shoulder distance. Maybe you keep that right knee lifted for some strength here. Maybe you lower down that right knee for some stretch in that hip flexor. For me, this side really needs that stretch. And like I said on the other side, maybe if your knee is lowered, you roll onto that pinky toe side edge of your left foot, letting your knee fall out to the side. Nice runner's lunge here. Feeling the sensation of your body and noticing it, noticing what you're feeling. I'm feeling a stretch in my hip flexor, but maybe you're feeling a stretch in your thigh, your quad, your calves, your arms. Noticing your body, noticing where it's at. Pressing into your hands, step your left foot back to meet your right. High plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high up behind you. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your right wrist, letting your shin come down to the earth, toes pointed towards the left side of your body. Inching your left leg back behind you, coming into a pigeon pose. Pose. Walking your hands back alongside your hips to sit tall. Maybe you stay here in this active posture, bringing blocks alongside your hips. Maybe you fold forward over that front leg, coming down to your forearms or a prep. If this is a lot of sensation, you can also come into a figure four on your hips. So right ankle crossed over left thigh, flexing into those toes to support your knee. In pigeon eye, needed some extra padding on that back knee. Maybe that's the case for you as well. Maybe it's not. Maybe inching that leg back is enough. There's so much room to find the posture here that works in your body, that has sensation, that feels supportive in your body. So take a moment to find it. Find where your edges are. Staying away from pain, but leaning into a stretch, leaning into strength. From wherever you are, if you're on your forearms, walking yourself back up to a tall seat. And then shifting your hips over to the right, swinging your left foot out in front of you, coming to a seat here. So if you're in a figure four, you're already on your hips. Lowering your legs down to bring your right sole of your foot in towards your left thigh. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward towards those left toes. So maybe you bend into that left knee to take hold of your foot. Getting the stretch, drawing your chest towards your toes. Stretching into that leg, maybe inching your heel away from you to see. Getting your knee towards straight. You don't need to be straight. Maybe you lower your forehead down towards your knee, creating some compression with your chin here. As you're ready, gently walk yourself back up to a tall seat. Bring your right hand back behind you, right behind your right hip. Press down into that left heel and that right knee and sweep left arm up as you lift your hips up in front of you, opening up to like a fallen star. I have a wall here, there's not a lot of space. As you're ready, lowering your hips down, making your way back to a downward facing dog, however feels best for you. Maybe that means a water break along the way. Maybe that means pausing in child's pose. And we'll come on to the other side. Inhale, your left leg high up behind you. Exhale, draw your left knee towards your left wrist, letting your shin come down to the earth. Left toes pointing out to the right. Sliding your right toes back to lower your hips down. Maybe you walk your hands back, taking an active posture, squeezing into your glutes to lift here. Or maybe you walk your hands forward, lowering down to your forearms, maybe your forehead, maybe a prop. And again, you can always come into a seated figure 4, crossing left ankle on top of right thigh. Flexing into your foot to support your knee. Doing that same stretch. Nice. And once again, adjusting into the posture that's supportive for you today on this side. Maybe that's different than what felt supportive on the other side. That's normal. That's okay. Let your body be asymmetrical and listen to that. If you come down onto your forearms or forehead, gently make your way up onto your hands. And then sliding your right knee in, sitting your hips down to the left. Extend that right leg out in front. Left knee out to the left. Left sole of the foot pressing into your right thigh. Inhale, both arms up. Turning your chest towards that right leg. Exhale, fold. Hands can be alongside your calf or your shin, or following me into the same variation as the other side, reaching your hands towards your foot, bending into your knee as much as is needed to reach there. Drawing your chest towards your toes and pushing your heel away from you to get some space. Maybe you fold your forehead in on your knee. And as you're ready, gently pressing yourself up to a seat, bringing your left hand back behind your left hip, pressing down into that right heel, pressing down into that right knee and left shin, and sweeping right arm open to lift your hips up towards the front, opening your chest towards the sky, pressing down with strength in that left hand. And as you're ready, lowering down. Nice. And from here, making your way gently onto your back, drawing your knees in towards your belly, and taking some movement, shifting knees side to side, or maybe drawing some circles to massage your tailbone, your sacrum into the mat. Nice. And from here, gently release your legs long on the earth, arms out side to side. If there's any final movements or postures that you are craving in your body, feel free to take those. Before heading into this, our final resting posture of Savasana, bringing in any props that feel supportive. And letting the earth hold you, letting your limbs release the effort. Maybe walking your shoulder blades away from your ears, separating your lower teeth from your top teeth, and releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And shaking any last bits of tension out. We'll be here for the remainder of class. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back out. You can stay here in stillness as long as you'd like. If you're ready for some movement, first, begin to take in some deeper breaths. As you take these deeper breaths, gently begin to bring movement back into your fingers and your toes. Maybe turning your head from side to side. And gently growing your movement. Maybe growing it so much so that you extend your arms overhead, legs long for a full body stretch. Drawing your knees in, roll over to your favorite side. Knees in towards your belly, head rests on your bicep. Eyes can stay closed or soft. Letting today's class settle in your body, choosing what parts of class to take with you off the mat and what you can leave right here. As you're ready, gently press yourself up to a tall, comfortable seat. Drawing your hands together at heart center. Bowing your chin in towards your chest. And letting your breath find a pace that's sustainable for the rest of your day. As you're ready, draw your thumbs to your third eye center and bow forward, bowing in gratitude to your breath, your body, and your practice that your breath and your body led you through today. I bow in gratitude to you and this practice. Thank you so much for joining me.